As we record this on July the 4th, yesterday, the 3rd, the House narrowly passed the so-called Big Beautiful Bill. 218 to 214, 5150 in the Senate the day prior, or 2 days prior, because they had to talk about it and read it for a long time. And the vice president, of course, had to get involved to make sure this happened. So the Congress has done it. House and Senate come together barely to get this thing done. Legislation bundles permanent extensions to tax era extensions for Trump-era tax cuts from the last time, sweeping spending shifts, debt limit increases, and work requirements tied to social programs. Most of these things many people say are very, very bad. Trump says we'll make so much money from it, doesn't matter. I guess we'll see in about 6 months when it gets put in place. However, he has to actually sign it to put into law, and that will happen today, July 4th, with a ceremony at the White House where he's celebrating 4th of July and a military aerial display featuring B-2s, F-22s, and F-35s across the site as it happens. Now, I'm not sure if this was what he wanted in the first place. He wanted to sign by the 4th, and since it happened, this was all planned. But he's going to get a flyover more or less as he signs this bill into law. Such displays are rare for domestic policy signings, not so rare for 4th of July, but, you know, they're combined, so I guess you can say the cost is together. $2 million in fuel costs and logistics to have it done. Not bad for a 4th of July parade. Not exactly fiscal conservatism for a signing of a bill. Republican leaders emphasize that the bill promotes growth and security and hail permanent tax relief for families and workers. Your mileage may vary on where your tax relief comes. They also tout $150 million in bonuses, boosts to defense and border enforcement, which is where a lot of people are raising eyebrows, and increased military and immigration funding to protect national interest. Business groups are also cheering, citing improved investment conditions. But Democrats and policy analysts are raising alarms about the steep cuts in things like Medicaid, food stamps, green energy credits that will harm low-income families and cause a lot of issues for progress in moving forward. The Congressional Budget Office predicts the bill will add an estimated $2.8 to $3.3 trillion in debt over 10 years. It may leave 11 to 13 million people uninsured within that time as well, probably faster. So critics argue the policy skewers heavily towards the wealthy and worsens inequality. Trump's staging of the grand military flyover during his legislative signing, and of course the big parade he had on his birthday last week, was symbolic. These are actions that show his power, his sway over Congress and the public, and what he can do to make America great again. Your mileage varies on that as well. The problem is the public doesn't like the bill. 29% approval. Hinting that the backlash coming in the midterms may actually come to bite Mr. Trump in the butt. Maybe, but he's term limited out. He's doing what he can do. He's ready to go sell phones and things like that. So it's all up to us to keep on going. The big issue is cuts to healthcare, cuts to social programs, things that may not be so easy to fix once 47 is out of the seat.